Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm here joined with Inti Campo, and he's going to be looking in the chat room, making sure that everybody's having some fun and behaving themselves, and also looking for some questions. And when we're talking about cryptocurrencies and what you should buy and shouldn't buy, Inti's got a few words to say about that.
Yes.
Inti, what do you got to say?
Good morning, people. It's always good to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not a financial advice. You should always do your own research before putting your hard-earned money on the market.
Excellent. Radical.
You still with the thing.
Yeah,
It's gonna
exactly.
stick in your mind.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be talking about, Peter Schiff. He keeps coming out and bashing Bitcoin, of course, and he's saying that Bitcoin doesn't have any intrinsic value. And I'm going to talk about what the intrinsic value of Bitcoin is in today's video, and compare, and also talk about protocol wars because Bitcoin is just a protocol. And we're going to also talk about the fear about inflation returning with vengeance. Well, I'm sorry, but the real definition of inflation is printing of money, and it's already here. And they said in the past, right? The founding fathers said they'll always make you look at prices. They'll keep you looking at prices whilst they keep printing more money. But that's the inflation. We're also going to talk about why there's a looming debt crisis in emerging markets, like why in Ecuador and some places, and probably even like Argentina's have like huge problems. But I think you've already figured that out just by mentioning Argentina. Gold shortages prove Bitcoin's superiority, and argues Coinbase. Yeah, sure, yeah, duh. We're going to talk about a little bit about that again today, and how to join my private Telegram group, and something about library.tv. How I am on that. I've been on there for quite some time, and I want you guys to head over there and subscribe. All right, with that said, let's get on with today's show. If you're interested in watching all of that, it's going to be action-packed, right? So stay tuned, smash the like button, and let's go on with the TA for today. All right, that's me doing the show. Yes, I got red on. Some people are like, no, especially Chris from Crypto. I'm sure he's like freaking out. Like, no, you did not. Wear red today. Yeah, I did. Hang on, let me just have some coffee. Just like Ivan on Tech, black, no sugar. All right, so the weekly, not much has changed. We're gonna have to wait until the weekend to see if this thing prints a red candle or a green one. I'm betting it's gonna be red, but let's just wait and see. Let the time will tell. How far red can we go? I think this thing might come down to the 8,000. Or retest the 13 EMA before we actually go up. But you know what? This is Bitcoin, and anything can happen. So whatever I think, the market would say, yeah, I don't think so. So consider that, right? So looking at the daily, we're just like I said when we started here, that we're going to be in for some chop. We're in for a little bit of chop. We're back and forth, smashing the 78.6 back and forth, 78.6 levels each way, and we're still in the choppy zone. The resolution of this should come in the next few days, whether we're going to come down, whether we're going to go up. The prices are going to be decided very shortly. You can tell where we're once we. How do we know when we've broken out and when we've broken down? Well, it's really pretty much simple now that we're in the range. It's right here. We break down below 8,414. We're going down. We break above. Let's see here. Let's smooth this. What's that? There you go. So we break above 9,500 approximately, 9,498. Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean 9,482.5. That's it. We're going higher. So that's the case. That's what's happening here. Now, normally, as I've been a student of the market, what I notice is that when the market comes really close to the 13-minute and runs away from it, it usually has to test it. It won't do that again. It will try to it'll try to test it and break it before it actually goes higher. That's normally. It doesn't have to do that, right? It's just what I've observed in history, right? Throughout history is that, hey, you know what? It likes to come close. Whenever it pops, it comes close and then pops and then it comes back and retest the 13 MA. So I'm expecting a retest of 13 MA. And if we retest it, I don't see why we can't retest the 200-day moving average as a possibility. All right, so trades. If there's any trades for today, I'm sure there are trades. There's always a trade. It just, depends on what your risk profile is, how much you're willing to risk and so forth. I like how this thing did what's called railroad tracks down on the 4 hour. It's not confirmed. It has to be confirmed by dropping below. Whoops, I keep hitting the wrong screen. There we go. It has to be confirmed below 8,764 to say yes, these railroad tracks are confirmed. We're going down. What you can do is probably do a AB equals CD, right? To determine a target if you were interested in trading this. Let's just say it continued down. That's probably where the target would be. And if it comes probably close to that target, I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks the bottom and goes further down. Now, we don't know what the target will be because this market could just go back up a bit and then move this AB equals CD higher before it actually prints where it's going to go. So you don't know yet until the trade goes through. Now, of course, I'm the kind of guy that likes to trade from a position of strength. I do not like to take trades like this where I have to enter in at the break, and so I avoid that at all costs. Position of strength is where I'm at. All right, so that's what I'm thinking for the 4 hour. Let's see if there's anything on the oh wow, this is set to the 4 hour. This is supposed to be set to the 4 hour, and this is supposed to be set to the 5 minute. There we go. All righty, all set. World's all now back to normal. Okay, so here we are. So let's see here. This looks like it's just going to it's already retest the bottom here. We're going to break higher, going to scare the little children, thinking into going along, and dump it on them, probably at 61.8 or something like that. Let's see here. Come on. You gotta be shooting. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we, there it is, the 61.8. Yeah, that's where the last, that's the last bottom where, so come on. Like, really? did they have to make that? I mean, it was so obvious when I just eyeballed it that it was going to be the 61.8, and it's right there. Look at that. You see that right there? Do you notice something, people here? Right, that's where it bottomed out every single time, right, on the 61.8, and look where the 61 is, right, which is at 8,980. That's where the last bottom is. So obviously it's going to probably come back up here, 61.8 out, and probably go further down. Now probably, because anything can happen, right? That's just the most probable case for this trade. Now you can take the trade at the 61.8 if you like, or the 78.6 and down. The targets. Well, you know what? If you want targets, you're going to have to join our group, right? You have to join Pandoras Wallet, right? You can subscribe for free and try out the actual wallet, but only paid subscriptions will allow you into my Telegram group, where we do trades and so forth on cryptocurrencies as well as Bitcoin. And you can try it out for 3 months at a discount, 50% discount. So yeah, you have that option. And let's take a look at some of our what people have said in my Telegram group. All right. Hey, Davinci, thanks for your support and advice. Great. Thanks for your live stream. I have like a private live stream with my Telegram group subscribers, where I ask them, where they can have direct questions to ask me as much as they like. This one person said, again, Davinci's 85. Well, he meant to say Hail Mary trade, right? Because that just putting a number doesn't make any sense. It's a Hail Mary trade is working like a charm, right? I have like a trading plan called Hail Mary, which you'll learn all about in the group. Also, let's see here. Good deal, right? This guy says it's a great deal. The Pandora's Wallet. This trade was paying for a Pandora's Wallet subscription by itself. Great trade, Davinci J. Thanks for spreading the knowledge. And subscription was worth every penny. So yeah, you will be getting your money's worth if you subscribe to Pandora's Wallet. Don't wait for this thing to go away. This sale. Don't wait, because this sale could go away at any time. You're going to have to pay full price. Not the end of the world if you pay full price, because if you do pay full price, I will be. I don't know. I'm not going to say it will be. Actually, I'm going to say I may be giving away tokens for my white paper. So I'm developing a white paper for a cryptocurrency, the decentralized Pandora's Wallet. And once I come up with a solution, I might, can't say I will, because then you'll be purchasing a security. I might, out of my goodness of my heart, give you some free tokens based on the price that you paid in Bitcoin. So I will be if I do that, I may distribute it based on the how much you spent on in Bitcoins. So if you spent more in Pandora's Wallet, you will get more, of course, tokens. If I do decide to give you tokens, right? So just to avoid any issues with the SEC, because they can't complain to me if I give something away for free. So yeah. All right. With that said, let's talk about our main topic of today, which is Peter Schiff talking down Bitcoin, of course. And you know what? It's good that we have Peter Schiff here, right? Because as much as you might call him a clown, might call him a fool, might call him silly, or whatever names you want to call him, He's a very smart guy. He talks about the market and how the government should not be involved in the market, should let companies fail, and how people should learn from their mistakes. If they've spent too much and went into debt and leveraged themselves so high that they're up to their eyeballs, that they can't afford to pay their bills. And so he's saying that it's impossible for Bitcoin's price to be too low, Peter, right? And the reason why he gives for that, too low for what? It's certainly not too low to sell. Given Bitcoin's lack of intrinsic value, it's impossible for Bitcoin's price to ever be too low, as any positive price is not low enough. Okay, so what he's saying is that Bitcoin's value is zero. And why does he believe that? Because he believes that it has no intrinsic value. And so what is intrinsic value? It's value in and of itself, right? So what you can say is that, what's the intrinsic value of Microsoft Word or Windows, right? It's not visible. You can't hold it. It doesn't have value in and of itself, only from the company Microsoft. So, but there you go. And it does have value because they can sell it, they can license it, and you could actually use it. And you're like, well, those are the reasons why it has value. Well, okay, well, you can own Bitcoin, you can sell it to somebody else, right? And so then that applies for Bitcoin as well, right? But the difference is that you're not selling a piece of software. You're selling a protocol, just a means of communications, right? Between each other, basically. And so you're communicating between value between somebody else. Coffee's good. All right, so right, and what Peter's failing to see is that with a protocol, you are basically sending information from one person to another, and Bitcoin, right, can be used, not only it's planned to be used as money, because that's what its main function is. And what is money? Money is just not something that you actually want to have. Actually, you're like, what? You don't want to have money? I want to have money. I want to have lots of money. Yeah, you don't want money. You want what it can buy. Because money's useless. And whether it's currency or money, they're both useless, right? And you're always like, wait a second, gold's not useless. Silver's not useless. Okay, useless in the context of, hey, I'm taking this and putting it away for what? I can't use it. I'm not going to use it to, make computers, put it in my teeth, use it for all the different other issues, use it for jewelry, because I don't know how and I don't care to. And if you're in a group of people, right, where let's just say a group of 1 million people, in reality, probably about 1,000 people of that million know how to take gold and use it for something else. 1,000. So if you're saying that I'm going to hold gold to support because its intrinsic value is that 1,000 people know how to use it, that's just dumb. Right? It's just dumb. No, right? The reason why is because more than 1,000 people, like almost, like I would say about 10 to 20%, know that gold is value in and of itself because it's a monetary asset. I say 10 to 20% because I don't think that a lot of people understand that completely and would traded for their goods and services. And because of that, I estimate, and that's my number pulling it out of my butt. I don't know for sure, right? But that's a lot more people than the few thousand, right, that might know how to melt the gold, smelt it, organize, move it around, and manage it and change it to something that's useful. Okay? So that means that gold has its monetary value, which means you don't care that it can do something else, that you can use it for something else, right? So same with Bitcoin, right? You don't, or any other currency, or any other money or currency, like the dollar. You don't care that you can probably try to wipe your butt with it, right? Wouldn't want to do that, but but you could, right? Could hurt, but you can, right? But the fact that you just want to use the currency to transfer it to somebody else to get something, and that's the value of currency. And those who think, and then Peter would go on to say, well, wait a second, you could just copy it. It's just, anybody can create a protocol to transfer wealth. Now that it's been invented, okay, I see. That's where your argument falls apart, and I'll show you. Back in the days, in the 80s, when we were trying to develop a complete network, internet network, we had protocol wars, right? And TCP/IP was one of the protocols out there, whilst the European Union wanted the Open System Interconnect as one of their protocols for the network. Actually, TCP/IP was actually the worst of them all. It was slow, packets get lost, all kinds of issues, right? And it was not scalable. Funny, right? Yeah. Today, right? I'm sending video right now across TCP/IP. Now, if you were to tell them, go back in time to the 80s and say, yeah, choose TCP/IP because we're going to be sending video across it, they'd be like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's not possible under TCP/IP. Just it's not going to happen, right? And yet here we are, right? So the protocol, because it's a protocol, it's effectively like pretend you purchased a Ford Model T, right? And you're like, oh man, that's a great car at the time because you know what? That's the only car that's out there. And then they started making other cars, right? And you're like, damn, they're making better cars out there than my Ford Model T. But then all of a sudden, you go back outside, and then now the Ford Model T turns into a Mustang. You're like, what? So how did that happen? Well, because the developers and people it didn't stagnate. It doesn't just sit there as one particular product. It grows that protocol going forward, and so that's what's going to happen with the Bitcoin protocol. It's going to continue growing. And so you don't have to worry about it being basically obsolete in the future. Could, right? Because the developers might not develop for it anymore, and then it becomes obsolete. But that's all depends on if there's a large community behind Bitcoin, and as you know, there is a large community behind Bitcoin, and I am part of it, and so are you. All right, next topic we're going to talk about is fear mounting inflation returns with a vengeance. Dun dun dun. Too late, actually. With all the money printing from everywhere, from all the different countries, I'm not even going to entertain what they're saying the prices are rising, because honestly, they can say whatever they want, and they will say whatever they want with the prices. They will tell you the prices are going down when prices are going up. And so if you read through this, that's all they're just saying is basically, oh my God, the money supply is going up, but there's no inflation or no inflation. I'm like, whatever, right? It's like don't talk to me, dog. Don't talk to me, right? The prices are going up. People will be paying for things. Things are getting more expensive, slowly but surely, and they continue to do so, priced in fiat floating currency. Period. Don't even front with me, because I ain't buying. Right? I ain't buying what you're selling. All right, the government BS. All right, why is there a looming debt crisis in emerging markets? Well, it's really simple. They're printing money to borrow, right? Every single country, they basically, have a printing press. They have a local currency, and then they go, okay, well, we've got emergency here, right? We need some money. We're just gonna borrow that from the bank. Well, okay. What happens in that process when you borrow from the bank? Well, the bank, right, prints it up and lends it to the government, right, at interest rate. Well, it lends it out in a sense where basically they separate it out. Well, let's just be honest with this. What they do is they print up the bond, they sell it in the open market, and the what's it called? The central bank buys up the excessive amount, meaning, hey, you know what? If the market's not willing to buy what the government's selling, the central bank does. So that means that there's going to be people have an expectation of more inflation, and so that their bonds prices go up as it gets traded in the open market. So, and of course, their central bank can't buy up everything, or else then their inflation will go out of control, unlike in the United States. So they limit, so they don't. That's why they have like high in interest rates, because this in Ecuador, their central bank's buying way more than normal than the Zimbabwe or other countries like Syria, Sri Lanka, or Iraq, right? And so, yeah, that's basically it. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? Why these guys have higher rates is because the market says no. I'm not going to buy those bonds, right? And if they want to lower their interest rates, they have to get rid of stop the central bank from buying up the bonds, basically. And the other issues, of course, right? There's of course flights to safety. For example, people are leaving Ecuador in droves. So what they're doing is they're selling their assets like bonds and in that local currency, or selling the local currency as well to get out. So that's another reason why that they're also seeing a huge disparity in their bond prices. All right, let's talk about the gold shortage. Yes. Yeah, I hear people have been able to get a little bit of gold here and there, but most of my dealers that I deal with, the people I trust, the people I know to go to in order to get some gold, they don't got any, right? And they are charging a premium if you want some gold, and so that's proof right there. I mean, Coinbase talking about this. I'm sure it's like they're the ones who charge the most premium on Bitcoin. So yeah, they're not the greatest person to be talking about this, because they're actually charging their customers the dumb tax, right? Because they have a huge support team in order to help people through the problems that they have of using Bitcoin. So yeah, I understand completely. And you know what? I find I've opened up Coinbase, and the way they laid out their webpage is just wrong. In order for you to in order to get to your Bitcoin, you have to click on a Bitcoin chart in order to get to your wallet. And I'm like, they need to be a little bit clear on that. But whatever, right? That's probably why they're having they need a lot of support team, right? Because, I mean, first thing you want somebody to do when you log in is to go to their wallet. I don't know, that's just me, but whatever. Um, yeah, so I really think that gold is the old technology and Bitcoin's the new, and we are going forward with the new one. I have to cut that off because I just realized, man, it's like 8:30, and I've been rambling on for like 30 minutes now, and I'm sure you guys have like a million questions and want me to get to those questions. So let's start the ball rolling. Inti, what do you got for me?
Nice. Okay, this is a question about Pandora's Wallet from Kev Allen. And he asked, Davinci, are you planning to make Pandora's Wallet accessible as API?
Yes, more of. It already has an API already. It's just that I want to do the back end, the server side, as a decentralized system, so that anyone can run their own Pandora's Wallet server and be able to not bother having to pay a subscription fee or something like that. And then it's become decentralized in a sense of people can develop for it on their own and also support the product in that fashion as well. Add their own cryptocurrency to it, and you can anybody can have access to multiple different cryptocurrencies from this decentralized piece of software, and that's my goal. All right, next question.
All right, this is again about Pandora's Wallet, and this is from Brucolinos. Okay. And he said, "Hi Davinci, sign up for Pandora's Wallet at the very beginning. Didn't have the ability to begin using. Should I download the new version from the new account if I can get into the account to save 50%? Thank you."
You can now pay the payment processor is up and running, so now you can download and purchase the new version and download the new version. You can even download the new version even if you didn't pay, and just take a look at it from that point. Also, if you haven't already done so, there's a video in the description below, right? And it has how to get into the Telegram group if you're interested in getting into the Telegram group. Just click on the description below, right here, and you can see there it is. Where is it? How to join my private Telegram group, right there. There you go. Also, I'm on library credits, so if you want to, please subscribe to my channel on library for exclusive video on my story about how I sold chocolates back when I was 19 and 20 and 21 years old. Yes, I'm going to do an exclusive library only video about what I did when I was a teenager and how I made $60,000 a year selling chocolates as a teenager. If you're interested in that cool little anecdotal story.
Where does this man gets that money from? I don't get it. Why I'm trying being a trader? I should be selling chocolates, man.
All right, next question.
All right. So this is from Hichi C, and he asked, Davinci, if you only got one Bitcoin and nothing else, what would be your exit strategy during a bull run?
My exit strategy during a bull run with one Bitcoin and nothing else. Well, it would be the same strategy only because I've been through this many iterations, and I realized what the best strategy is to move out of an overvalued asset into an undervalued asset, especially an asset that moves up slowly, moves up a lot slower than Bitcoin, and that would be gold. Gold has always been money and will always be money. If you price the Dow Jones in the original dollar price of 1 ounce of gold equals $20, you'll notice something here. You'll notice that the price of the Dow is pretty much almost at the price that it peaked out in the Great Depression at $250. I think it was what the price. Let's see here. Of the Dow in the let's see here if we can get the 1929 crash. What was the price of the Dow? Oh, yeah, there you go. It was around, yeah, I thought so. It was topped out around close to 350 and dumped down to $200. And so there you go. We're like, we topped out at 450, interesting enough, in October of 2018. Started collapsing down. And now we've really broken out of this channel, a trend channel, and so it's just downhill from here, ever since the coronavirus thing. And you can see we're right near the Great Depression levels, basically. The value of the Dow stocks is not there. We are heading back down to normal levels, probably going to go to 1-to-1 from the Dow to gold ratio before we actually see the bottom on the market. All right, next question.
All right, so we have a super chat from the gentleman Brendan Rich. Thank you very much for your support.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked, how did you come up to the conclusion that the market was going down? Thank you for the awesome trades you have made on Pandoras Wallet. Well, more than worth it.
How do I come to the conclusion that the market the price of Bitcoin is going down? Is probably what he means, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically. Right. One of the things that most markets do is when they pop high and they start stair-stepping way up and pop higher. What tends to do is leaves a large candlestick that has to be retested, an area that has to be retested. So, did you really want to buy the Bitcoins like crazy up here? So what happens is the market wants to go back down to retest to say, yeah, did you really want to buy it? And the market has to go, yes, I did want to buy it, to go higher, right? And that's generally what happens when we're at a lower level, right? It doesn't always happen, right? As you can see, we can zoom out and see that. An example of that just like before, let me just go to weekly. Right here, where we popped, right? And we should have tested this level down here, but we didn't, right? But we eventually came back to test it, right? So if we don't test it now, we're coming back to test it later, right? So if we test it now, that means this whole bottom base becomes that much stronger, right? So a test of this level means that this base level becomes a lot stronger, and I'm betting that this is going to be retested.
Oh my God!
This time around. Oops.
Davinci, I'm so sorry.
I forgot to switch. That was my fault.
I'm so sorry, man.
I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, I forgot to switch the camera. So yeah, as I was saying, this was an example where, hey, we're supposed to test down at this level, which is at the 4,000 level. We did not, right? But eventually, over time, we did finally come back to test it because we went too far, too fast. If we do that too far, too fast again, we are going to come back down to test the $7,000, the $8,000 level again, sometime in the future is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's switch back to screen. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't know this.
Okay.
So this is from Marco. He asked, what is the lowest the ETC against BTC? I'm so sorry. The Ethereum against Bitcoin ratio can go to be considered absolute bottom of the bear market before it bounces back.
What's the absolute low that Ethereum can go?
Yes, against Bitcoin.
Absolute low is 0, of course.
Yeah, but in realistic terms.
Right,
Don't crush them as hard, man.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, really, I would guesstimate it can go back to its original price back in the days, but I highly doubt that. I would say that we won't break down below the 0. Let's see here. What is the price? I think it was 0.02 is the lowest price that would probably go price to Bitcoin. I'm just ballparking it from here because you know what? I've switched screens enough, and I think we're just gonna move over to the next question. So that's my guesstimate. Of course, it could be anything. I'll be honest with that. I don't know.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, this one's funny. This one is from Matias Catafesta. He said, Argentinian peso loses value against US dollar, and US dollar loses value against Bitcoin. I'm buying Bitcoin with Argentinian pesos. I feel like the Wolf of Wall Street 2.0.
Obviously. Well, don't you want to answer that one,
I mean, honestly, it's the best you can do. I don't think you ever could be able to get precious metals from Argentina. So in that country specific, I think Bitcoin is your best choice because it always happens. You go. I don't live there, but my dad lived there like 30 years, and he told me you go to buy bread in the morning, and if you go the same day in the evening, the price is different. The price is different, so it's lower, it's higher and higher and higher, and your money is worth less every time. So yeah, it's a really good option.
Exactly. So yeah, and it's a great option for all of you in every single part of the world, where all our central banks are printing like there is no tomorrow, because for them, the fact that nobody has liquidity, which translates to simply they ran out of money. I know, it's like ever come to a point where you don't have enough money to pay your rent, and you're like, I'm just having a liquidity problem.
It happens.
Well, if the Federal Reserve could just print me some more money, I won't have a liquidity problem anymore.
Now you're going to have a value problem.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous, man. Like at the airlines and the cruise ships and everything. Oh yeah, well, it's just a liquidity problem. We're just helping them out with a little bit of liquidity for some time being. Dude, they don't have any money, right? So don't give them more. Don't print them up and give them some more money, okay? Right? Keep it simple. Let them go bankrupt and let them move on. Let the assets be sold, pennies on a dollar, and the shareholders take a hit, the bondholders take a hit, and that's that.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. Next question.
Yeah, sorry. This is an interesting one. This is from Coronet. And Coronet asks, will you know the percentage of miners leaving the network after each halving, please?
Do I know the percentage of miners leaving the network after each halving? I don't know what that is. I'm sure we could look it up, but we can't do that right now. I'll look it up for another time. Honestly, it doesn't matter per se, because there is a percentage that leaves the mining industry, but a percentage actually joins back in over time as prices go higher. So it gets balanced out. So actually it shrinks and then it grows, expands massively as prices go like ballooning and making mining for the average person like seem like a no-brainer, because you're like, well, hey, I just buy this equipment and I'm gonna mine bitcoins and I'm gonna get a bitcoin, this many bitcoins, and wow, it's definitely gonna pay for not only the mining equipment but also the electricity costs way more. Yeah, but you don't factor in over the long picture that hey, there's gonna be a time when that thing comes back down, right? And so you're not gonna be able to make that huge difference with electricity costs and equipment costs forever. And so those are the miners that don't understand that drop out, and so who don't plan properly. So yeah, that's going to happen. Just like there's going to be like an altcoin season where people go and buy cheaper alts. They're just not aware of the situation by doing so, by making those choices, right? By purchasing an altcoin, by purchasing mining equipment, and thinking that that what's going on right now will continue forever is what the people actually generally think, and so yeah, and that's why they get burned. All right, next question.
Okay, this is from Saint Roberski, and this gentleman asks, my friend keeps telling me Bitcoin won't go up much next I'm so sorry. Okay, my friend keeps telling me Bitcoin won't go up much in the next cycle because of government regulation. What do you think about that?
What government regulation? What the regulation of exchanges? Well, right now you can go buy as much Bitcoin as you want with a credit card. So how did the government regulation stop Bitcoin? They actually ended up allowing you to buy it with credit cards, which is the epitome of printing money.
Oh,
when you buy Bitcoin with a credit card, you're actually printing money. Most people have like large credit limits. So yeah, it's going to. All they've done is augmented the bull run by allowing credit card purchases of Bitcoin, because now people could go, oh my God, I gotta buy this, and just slap a credit card down, right, to buy it. So and they may not care about the huge fees, the 10 to 20% fees that they have to pay on top of it. They just don't care because it's going higher. It's going higher. It's going to be incredible, the next bull run. Absolutely epic, right? Because people will be able to buy it with debt, buy it with their on credit lines, right? Be able to use it as securitize loans. It's just gonna be a unbelievable move, right? In comparison, right? Because of the dollar value, we're gonna see $10,000 up days. So make sure you got one Bitcoin so that you can like go, look at that, I made $10,000 in a day. I don't know how much worth that $10,000 will be, but you'll still be making it. All right, well, it's been like 50 minutes, and I have to go to a meeting at 9, so I'm gonna have to cut it off there. Thank you everyone for watching. Oh, and thank you for hitting the like button. And yesterday's video had 14,000 views with 1,000 likes. I'm gonna definitely, you know what? I wish I had some time to do a giveaway today, but I'm gonna do one tomorrow. If we get to 1,000 likes again with this video, definitely gonna do another giveaway. So yeah, I want to do some giveaways. If you want to join in the giveaway, leave a like, leave a comment, and we will definitely do a giveaway in the next 2 videos. All right, cheers.
Cheers,
Thanks
people.
for watching.
Bye.
I know. Oh, and if you haven't seen the video popping up right here, please check it out. Cheers.